A loan file only closes when every number in it agrees. The closing disclosure, the disbursement ledger, a scanned copy, a handwritten note from the underwriter, 4 documents, 4 formats, 1 figure that has to match across all of them. Checking that by hand takes hours, and most of the time, nobody checks at all. Today, I'll show you how I used Corvic AI to automate the entire reconciliation process. This is one loan file, already connected to a Corvic room. I'll type the question the way I'd say it out loud. No template, no field mapping. And notice I never tell it which loan. It finds 3 in the folder, reconciles all 3, and comes back with 2 clean and 1 flagged. Jones and Stone. The closing disclosure says the seller is owed $64,414. The ledger paid $64,144. 4 and 1, transposed. A $270 typo, and the bank's own extraction exhibit had already marked it validated. That was all type text, which is the easy case. Let me give it the hard one. The same disclosure, but as a scan. Same question, and I'll ask it exactly the same way. And straight away, it hits a wall. Watch what it does with that, because this is the moment most tools would guess. The scan in the room is a single page. The seller's side isn't in it, so Corvic won't quote a number from it. It says so, and asks me to fix the file. So I add the full document to the source, right from the room panel, and ask for the same check again. This time it finds 2 pages, rasterizes both, and reads the one it was missing. And there it is, read straight off the picture. Cash to seller, $64,414. The scan agrees with the typed copy. So 3 independent sources now say the same number: the digital disclosure, the scan, and the legacy tool's own exhibit. Only the ledger disagrees. That's the one that's wrong. 1 format left, and it's the one most document AI quietly gives up on. Here's the underwriter's note, in handwriting. Corvic reads it back word for word before it does anything with it. The date it authorizes, the 15th of April, matches all 3 documents. And here's the part I like. The note never states a dollar figure, and Corvic doesn't invent one. It defers to the closing statement on file. So the underwriter approved the disclosure's number, and the ledger paid less. That's 4 documents, 4 formats, reconciled. Now let me stop asking and start automating. I save it as a playbook. And Corvic doesn't just remember the question, it writes the pipeline. Find the loan files, group them, read the ledger, the disclosure, and the handwriting, cross-check, publish. And it's parameterized, not hard-coded. Which source? All loans or 1? What dollar tolerance counts as a mismatch? That's set to 0, so any difference at all gets flagged. Run it on demand or put it on a schedule so it picks up new loan files as they land and refreshes the same standing report. Let's run it. Same documents, same checks, but as a repeatable job now rather than a conversation. On demand this time, the schedule sits right beside it. 7 stages. And watch the middle 3. The ledger, the disclosure, and the handwriting are read at the same time, not one after another. That's the whole file in a single pass. Same 3 files, same 1 flagged, same 270. And it publishes this: a standing report, 1 section per loan, with every source side by side and the exact file cited for every number. Not a chat message, a document, including the one it couldn't read. The truncated scan is listed as incomplete and flagged for a person rather than quietly dropped. The other 2 loans reconcile clean. One more step, and this is the one that changes who can use it. I'll describe an app in a paragraph. Upload first, on top of the playbook we just built, and let Corvic write it. No front end, no deployment, no ticket. It builds a real workflow that watches the connected source and a live app over the top, an upload page, and a dashboard reading the workflow's output directly. So a rerun updates the app without rebuilding it. And it flags its own limitation on the way past. Browser code can only read data, so the file drop goes through the source. Here's what a colleague sees. Add the loan files documents, run the workflow, check the dashboard. 3 steps, no prompts. And the dashboard is the whole library at a glance. 3 reconciled, 1 flagged, 2 clean, nothing waiting on a human. Jones & Stone, $270, right there on the summary. 1 loan file, 4 formats, 1 transposed digit that would have shorted a seller $270, already signed off as validated. We asked a question, turned it into a playbook, and turned that into an app anyone on staff can run. If your team is still catching these by hand, or not catching them at all, this is what document review looks like when it works. Corvic AI, the operating layer for enterprise intelligence.